Now, would you believe this? I actually found some use for this one save station that I had never been before in this playthrough. How amazing. Also, in this occasion, I managed to dodge the stupid bloody war wasps, because this is not my first time trying this segment. I've had a couple of failures that just kind of screwed up because I mistimed my word with the pea shooter thing here. Plus, the one completed part attempt at this first half of the segment went Fargo because of, guess what? The frickin' thing went out of sync and was all frickin' stupid and whatnot because of my computer being a dipshit. So I have to go and redo all this. Hopefully I should be able to navigate this a little bit better. At least now I actually know full well what the hell's ahead of me. So anyways, we're going to blow our way through here, back into this weird fountain area, and over into this room, which we have not been to before in this playthrough, and the reason for that is because I have had no way to actually access the awesome stuff that happened in the last completed attempt as well. But whatever. Yeah, we've never been in this room before because the only way to navigate across it is by using the grapple beams. So we're going to go ahead and use the grapple beam to get across. Then there's this wall that we are met with. Blow this up with a power bomb, and we get this Chozo Law, along with the last power bomb tank in the game. We are maxed out, our capacity is at 8, and it will not go up any further. That is one of 5 items that we're collecting in this game. The second one is just in here. Go into the morph ball, there is a tunnel well hidden within this grass, which nets us another missile tank, bringing our count to 245, I do believe. Yep. And then in here, we have a couple of Chozo ghosts that decide to be assholes and just block me from making any progress here. I honestly have no idea what the hell's forces them to do this, but they sure as hell ain't welcome. Rest assured of that. So, hopefully I'll be able to navigate these pricks. That one's dead already, and I'm not caring too much about the missile consumption here because the pathway that I'm taking on this is going to lead me pretty much back to my ship so that I can completely recover everything. And I got through those guys a lot quicker than I did in the previous segment. So anyways, killing those two blasts open those, which reveal a couple of power bomb slots. And what they do is we got to go slot our way into this one here, load that up, and that will get us our ticket out of here. That's how we get the hell out of here. And then we head over to the other one, which causes that to happen. And so we go into that little elevator of some variety. That was incredibly slow for a morph ball movement. But whatever, go through the spider ball track, down this tunnel, and that will lead us to the last energy tank of the game. So now we have the maximum amount of energy that Samus can carry with her in this game. 1,499 units. Which kind of pisses me off because I hate any number that ends in 99. You can blame the cricket brain for that one. Speaking of which, Huzzah kind of just spent the day not just uploading the Fire Red Omega segments, but watching the Cricket World Cup final. And of course, Australia had to take the win there. Got to give full credit to the Kiwis though. Their first World Cup final, they admittedly kind of sucked, which I kind of lament. Not just because it kind of took away from the possibility of the game being a good game, but the fact that I am also part Kiwi as well, so it kind of does hurt to see them get their asses handed to them like that. But when it comes to the Aussies, you know, no one really beats the Aussies. Although, funnily enough, the Aussies did lose one game in that World Cup in the group stage, and guess who beat them? New Zealand. So, I guess that just made for fitting sort of revenge. We managed to roll them out for relatively cheap, managed to just chase it down within, I think, about 35 overs or something like that. So we got our World Cup back off the Indians. That's actually 4 of the last 5 World Cups that have gone to Australia, so needless to say, we're kind of established ourselves as a pretty bloody dominant force in cricket. We've had a couple of lean years from after a bunch of some of our best players entered into retirement, but I'd say we're back. I don't know how the hell we're going to do in 4 years' time when the next World Cup is being held. The interesting thing, though, is that it's being held in England 20 years to the year where we won it when it was last held, and that was the first of 3 that we won in a row from 99, 2003 and 2007. I don't know why the hell I'm going on pointless cricket tangents, but I guess I'm sort of, like, I guess I'm just pointing out World Cup wins so people can actually understand, okay, it's a World Cup, it's a big competition and that sort of thing. I guess it's understandable. You don't have to understand the entirety of cricket to work out, you know, this team got this score, the other team chases that score and tries to do better, and if they do, then they win, that sort of jazz. And then, of course, you know, there's a World Cup for this sort of thing. So anyways, I've just picked up the last missile tank of the game, bringing me to a total of 250, and bringing my percentage to a whopping 98% even. Not 93, 98. The reason it is at 98 and not 99 is because unless you collect every single pickup in the game, the phase-on suit plus beam item, we will see the phase-on beam a little bit later, will not be counted towards your total. The game discounts it. I'm not too sure what happened, what causes this. It might be a programming sort of thing. I'm thinking it is because the thing with the phase-on suit is it doesn't count because it's not, like, you don't pick it up. It's given to you in a cutscene, and so you don't pick it up. It's not in, like, a tangible form. And so I'm guessing that the way that they get around that is to basically make it so that they sort of make it seem as if, like, it's supposed to be the last item that gets added to your inventory. Don't like those things. They can go screw themselves. And I just realised that there's a bloody cutscene that's coming up here. Yeah, as soon as we walk in here, this stupid cutscene happens, which, okay, it is skippable. Thank God. So anyways, this here would be the last pirate data log of the game. This here would be the last blast shield on the game if you were playing under, if you took the similar path to what I did. So if you blow this up and then realise you forgot to scan it, then too bad, because that was the last one, so you may have gone and failed at getting 100% scans. Let me in. This thing decided not to, this thing didn't want to let me in the previous attempt either. Come on, let me the fuck in. Thank you. And so from here, we can get the last 2 Chozo lore scans of the game, which leaves only 4 creature scans, I believe. What does that bring out? I believe, yeah, 96%. I believe the last 4. I believe there's just 4 scans left in the game, and they are for a quartet of enemies that we will be seeing in the future. Now, I know that this is 8 minutes long, but I'm going to cut short the segment here because the only thing that I really have left to do is to go back, heal up, and then prepare for the Meta Ridley fight. That's basically what's going to be happening here. So, yeah, I'll be back when I'm prepared more to fight that sumbitch. Second attempt at doing this as well. Who's surprised? I don't know. I keep feeling the computer, and it's not particularly. It's not like incredibly super hot, so there's really no reason to do this. But whatever. No, I'm not going to complain too much about it here. Just going to address the very obvious last item of the game directly in front of me. And when we pick this up, it will give me 100% pickups. Show me that 100%. Beautiful. Now those weird totems that you can see, the monoliths, if you picked this up as not your last, then you would actually be able to scan all these totems around the place for clues as to where you'd be able to find these other artifacts. Since I already have them, then there's no need for them. So now that we have all 12 artifacts, the 12 totems will power up and all that sort of jazz and create a teleport into the last area of the game known as the Impact Crater. Which I don't believe I've actually really established what's been going on with this, but can't really talk about it too much now because there's still one more thing that we need to address. That incoming badass metal dragon that's going to come and eat your children during the night. and might I add, has really badass freaking battle music. So anyways, now we have to freaking deal with this mofo, considering he's kind of the second last boss in the game in just about every single game that he appears in. I mean, Super Metroid, this game, Prime 3, NES Metroid, not in Zero Mission though, because he was set to be the last boss before Mother Brain, and then there's Meta Ridley in Zero Mission, so he's kind of just pushed back a little further. I believe he's also the second last boss in Fusion. Actually, no, because it's him, and then there's the SAX, and then there's Omega Metroid. Yeah, those are the ones. Okay, so anyways, now that I've scanned this mofo, all we basically have to do here is continue to spam the crap out of the plasma beam, and eventually I will do a whole bunch of damage to him, but every now and then he'll do that sort of jazz. Now, I'm actually amazed I can scan these things. Okay, cool. It's kind of interesting. You can scan them afterwards anyway, but the point is, if you don't have an artifact, you scan it, and it basically sort of tells you where it is. I've never actually had to scan the those artifacts because I knew the location of every single artifact in the game anyway by watching Jish's LP of this game. It was his LP of this game that got me into the Metroid series to begin with. And so I sort of look up onto these boss fights. Every time I do them as just sort of like an awesome sort of thing that I just prepare epically for, regardless of how many times I've done it, especially the Ridley fights, because it's just a dragon, it's just the badass metal, it's just the badass music that accompanies these fights. It's just kind of it's a development of nostalgia for me very quickly. Just fighting up against Ridley. Okay, now blowing that up, I believe causes. Well, aside from that happening, it should also hopefully get him to land on this freaking platform that I'm on, instead of just flying around the freaking place and dodging all my blasts. Because I like to be able to get this over and done with in a relatively quick manner. Thankfully, I should be able to do that, because if he jumps down onto this turf like he's about to do here, I can shave about maybe 3/4 of his health in one hit. By hitting him with the boost ball, his wings shave off. This is not supposed to happen for a long time, and I do not believe you're actually. I don't believe you're even able to do this. In the trilogy version. I think I tried and it didn't actually work. So that was kind of interesting. So from here, you basically have to go through the repetitive nature of shooting him in the mouth until he's stunned, and then he sort of stands up and exposes his central core to you, and then you basically just unload a charge blast into it. That's basically how I'm going to get this done in a quick manner. I think I might have just launched that a little bit too early. You gotta wait until his mouth is on fire before you're able to actually get some stun damage in there, like that. And then that sort of happens, and then you just blast him in the chest with that. If you hit him with a hard enough blast when he's about to do that, it will actually sort of throw him off on doing that, so that's a nice thing to have. Trying to stop him from doing those freaking ones is a bit difficult. You kind of just gotta pick up exactly when he does that bit. Might have let that one go a little bit too early. Okay, let's smack him in the face with that charge blast. This will take a while. I have to give you fair warning here, because he has very low health left, but it's gonna sap away very, very slowly. I'm not 100% sure if the super missiles do any better, but switching from this to the super missiles means that it's almost impossible for me to actually get a super missile off. So I either have to just spam the power beam, which does like nothing in terms of stun damage, or just stick with the plasma beam, and that's what I'm going to do. Plasma beam's the most badass anyway. Previous attempt at this, I actually tried to use the flamethrower, and that did not work well at all. The flamethrower really does suck. Also, stop with all this frickin'... yeah, all that shit. I kind of don't want you to do that. Because when I take hits like that, it kind of just causes me to lose my charge beam if I have it active. Go! Boom! Okay, a little bit of damage there. Good thing I threw him off of that. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I thought I jumped, actually. Come on. I feel like I am actually making better time than in the previous attempt, though. Maybe, possibly. Not 100% sure on that one. Doing that, though, I believe kind of just gets him in a bit of a more hyper mood. I don't know why it does. I mean, it should be weakening him. Making him feel weaker, at least. Oh, jeez. Why didn't the game let me lock onto him there? Yeah, that tail kind of threw me off there. I had a charge ready for him, and then I kind of just lost it. Okay, here we go. Boom. It looks like it was a bit of a plate sort of thing that was covering it, and I managed to get rid of that. Which means that these last few pixels of health should be rid of a lot quicker. Yeah, it looks like there's not really much of a protective plate on that anymore, which is a good thing. So, right, come on. That's the way. Haven't been paying much attention to the preview window here. I probably should be. It would be a lot better if the preview window was sort of like within my sort of vision of sight. The problem is it's directly to my left, and so I've got to look over to the left to make sure that everything's fine. The only real indicator to me that things are going problematic is if I don't hear any of the game audio coming from the computer itself, which I'm hearing that at the moment, so it seems to be fine to me at the moment. So hopefully this does not fog up too much, because I believe it's only going to take one more blast to get rid of this guy. So if I can... come on, get it in, and... damn it! One more. That's annoying. But, as stated earlier, I appear to be making better time. Okay, come on. Come on. That is it. Okay, cool. Alright. Hope to God that I don't have to redo this, because that part is so freaking tedious. It does actually kind of piss me off when I get to the end of this boss fight, because I just want him to freaking die. It would be so much worse if I was doing a 23% game, though, because I would only have like one energy tank. And the way I performed there, I would have died long before I even had the chance to boost Eddie with a boost ball. That is the really dumb part. But yeah, I believe I've shaved about 2 minutes, roughly 2 minutes, off of this part of the segment, so I can be happy with that. Actually, let me stop talking here.
Impact crater.
I believe that voiceover exists only in the PAL version. It might be in the Player's Choice version, I'm not 100% sure, but it is definitely in this PAL version, because this is the PAL version. Anyways, this be the impact crater. It is rather ugly looking. Well, at least this one room. What about the rest of it? Will it be uglier? Well, yes. But we will find out how much uglier next time. So, see you for that.